law-abiding citizens, we appreciate you too. We appreciate you for acting as the eyes and ears of the police department. We can't be everywhere at all times, but with you, we can be. We appreciate you for calling us to remind us of what is going on in the community, reporting the crime, and telling us about some of the quality of life, whether it's up or down. You are our litmus test, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you too. Now for the business at hand, and when you leave here, if you can, over at the park on 5th Avenue, you'll see the trees, you'll see the plaques in place, and just say a short prayer for those individuals that you can. And that is the end of my business, ladies and gentlemen. Honor guard.
Please don't leave at this time. We welcome all of you to stay for some refreshment and lunch at the end of the ceremony. In closing, I would like to remind you of this fact. The 23 million veterans living today share the same values that our founding fathers shared 234 years ago. It's this: they believe that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they believed so strongly in this credo that they were willing to pledge their lives and their sacred honor to achieve that purpose. Thank you very much for coming, and now we're going to hear, of course, the keynote speaker that I, as you very likely know, forgot to introduce earlier. You forgive me, I would like to introduce the commander of the Jewish War Veterans Voda.
Thank you, Commander Parisi. Lou, thank you very much for bringing indoors. I was dressed for the winter time, as my wife and all of us were, so it's great to be here. Last but not least, it is indeed an honor for us to once again share this Veterans Day program with the veterans of foreign wars, the Catholic War veterans, the Asbury Park Police, the Asbury Park Firefighters, and the Asbury Park School Band, and all of you ladies and gentlemen. And I'm an alma mater of your school, over 50 years ago. Go Blue Bishops, right? Before we came here, we always have an annual, every year, 10 o'clock ceremony, Veterans Day ceremony at the JCC. And this year, we were privileged to have over 100 children join us for the very first time. The fifth graders made emblems or badges for us to wear. And this one says USA, you can't see from right back there. And all of them said that. But with each badge, they wrote a note on the back of each one of these things. We didn't know the children, they didn't know us, and they looked at us as a veteran. Oh boy, but it was really a wonderful experience. And this particular one says, I'll share it with you. Dear veterans, thank you for all you've done. You helped America in the hardest times. You are my hero. I thank you with all of my heart. Love, Ariel, the young fifth grader. These were all fifth graders that did it. So that was a moving ceremony for us. We really appreciated that. To expand on what Chip Coleman said, many Americans do confuse Veterans Day with Memorial Day. Memorial Day occurs on the last Monday in May and honors service members who died in the service of this country. Veterans Day, however, is set aside to thank and honor living veterans who served in the military during wartime or during peacetime. On Veterans Day, living veterans are thanked for their contributions to this great nation. This day is marked by ceremonies, parades, there's a big one going on in New York today, and religious services. Veterans Day falls on November 11th. It's the anniversary of the signing of the armistice, which ended World War I between the Allied nations and Germany 90 years ago in 1918. President Wilson in 1919 proclaimed November 11th as Armistice Day. On June 1st, 1954, Congress changed the name to Veterans Day to honor veterans from all of the wars. The global war on terrorism has gone on longer than World War II or the Korean conflict. Like all history, military history is an ongoing story, one that grows daily with each bullet fired and each bomb detonated. Our military are confronted by an enemy who are cold-blooded killers, an enemy that rejects peace, an enemy who rejects freedom, and an enemy who rules by the suicide vest and the car bomb and the human shield. The freedoms that we enjoy today are because of ordinary Americans who, while on active duty, were called upon to secure our God-given freedoms. These Americans love this country, and they sacrificed themselves to preserve this great land we call home. Veterans have helped to protect this great nation since its early beginnings. We live in the land of the free because of the brave. It is the veteran that has preserved our freedom of religion, our freedom of the press, our freedom of free speech, and our freedom to vote as we just did on November 3rd in a free society. It was through their sacrifices, their heroism, their bravery, their valor, and their patriotism that has enabled this country to remain one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. In conclusion, I leave you with this Veterans Day thoughts. From your homes of Monmouth County to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, please stand with pride, and in your hearts you can say, I am proud to know a veteran in this land that is truly free, and I won't forget the veterans who gave that right to me. And as I sit and stand next to them, firmly I do pray that we remain the home of the brave and the land of the free. God bless the USA. Thank you.